all you patrons. Welcome to the post show. And of course, this post show for episode 50 is now going to be going up to the free feeds. So it's going to be in early access now. So it's going to the free feeds the same day as the normal podcast episode will be. So to all of you listeners that are listening to the post show for the first time, we want to welcome you all. And in the post shows, for all of you new listeners out there, we don't just talk about video games. We talk about anything and everything when it comes to entertainment, pop culture, real life events, sometimes politics, some
minimum wage,
of course. Yeah. Minimum wage in Canada and in the US. So yeah, we talk about all different types of topics here on the post show. So the first thing I want to talk about on the post show, you guys watched Suicide Squad, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I actually went to a theater and saw it.
Yep. So I want to warn all you listeners, patrons, and other listeners on the free feeds when it comes to the free feeds. Sometimes we do spoiler discussions on these episodes, so you might want to tune out. We might throw some spoilers out here when it comes to Suicide Squad as we talk about it a little bit. But yeah, but if you want to listen, if you've seen Suicide Squad, feel free to continue listening. But if you haven't seen it yet, this is a spoiler alert for you all. So, guys, I just have to say, spoiler warning. Okay. I don't think I can ever touch Starfish ever again.
Wait, how many chances do you have to touch a starfish?
Not many, but probably after that movie, I'll never want to touch one ever again.
In breaking news, starfishes are now hunted across the world and are on the endangered species list.
Yeah.
Are they serving up starfish in Japan?
Oh God, no. Luckily not. We have blowfish though. Blowfish are poisonous.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've heard
I
that.
remember the Simpsons episode about that.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. And they've had, anyway, blowfishes, you have to have chefs that are specifically licensed to make the blowfish for their customers, because they have to cut out the veins that carry all the poison in it. So they have to be, especially trained and licensed to be able to prepare blowfish, which in Japanese is called fugu. So that's your Japanese word for the day, Carl and Burly. Fugu.
Yeah. Fugu.
Yeah. It's called blowfish in Japan. Yeah. And some people actually die from eating blowfish every year here in Japan. Maybe 3 or 4 people a year. Yeah.
We have human beings are probably the most ridiculous species on the planet. I mean, the things that we will do intentionally, knowing the possible results.
Yeah.
Man.
Why would you ever go for a dish like that? That if the guy's having an off day, you eat it, it could kill you. I think it's within 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So why would you put yourself at risk for something like that?
Because it tastes delicious, Burly. I've ate fugu. I've ate fugu maybe 5 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they actually have fugu sashimi too. There's a sashimi type of fugu, and it's very delicious. Yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, the Suicide Squad, right? I mean, that's what you're risking suicide by eating blowfish, by eating fugu.
Yeah.
Is that how they assemble the next team?
Yeah.
They're going to go, okay, this one ate fugu, this one didn't, this one did.
Yeah.
They're willing to risk their life. Let's put them in an insane possible situation.
Yeah.
You got to eat fugu cooked by Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Put the pistol in my head then.
Let's talk about this movie, though.
That spear scene with her was just amazing. I love that. That was the best part of the film for me. Yeah.
Okay. You're talking about when she's fighting all the dudes, right?
In the palace.
Flowers are everywhere.
Yeah.
The movie I thought it was thoroughly entertaining. Like I was intrigued. And there's good jokes in there. I wanted to keep watching. Of course, I wasn't like bored or anything.
Yeah.
But there's so many choices in this film that I just like. I'm not into that. Like some of the, not that the violence bothers me, but the thing one specifically is like that really great scene where Peacemaker and Bloodsport, that's his name, we're having like that one-upsmanship, killing all those guys, right?
Yeah.
In the forest.
Yeah.
And then in the end they reveal that like, no, those were the resistance fighters and they were good people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you kind of ruined that scene for me. I'm like disgusted a bit, like you're murdering innocent people like happily. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but that's just really the dark humor in it, though, man. That's the dark humor in it,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. It's just like it was fun. I wasn't like, it's not like I had to shut it off or anything. But I was like, I don't like that. I want heroes. I want to like these people, and like I can't like these people. They're all terrible. They're bad.
Yeah.
I guess with the exception of like Ratcatcher, who's not so bad.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh yeah, I got this rat power, and they tried to rob a bank. I'm like, what? Why? Yeah. Why is that your story?
Yeah.
But her rat companion, Sebastian, best character in the movie. We need that last slot in Smash Brothers, Sebastian for Smash.
Sebastian. I was disappointed that the rat thing wasn't like a superpower. It was just like, oh, I got this little rod that my dad made.
Yeah.
Like I know very little to nothing on DC. Is that like the actual, anyone that knows anything about the Ratcatcher character? Is that a thing? They just have.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. If I was making it, that's not how I would present it. But that's because I like superpowers. I am not like into pretty much every character in this. This is like I have some tech, or I'm just trained, or I'm just crazy, or then there's the joke characters, which, the guy with the arms popping off. I guess that's funny, but
it wasn't the polka dot man. Yeah,
polka dot man.
But it was nice to see that whole because I did watch the first movie in theaters, and that movie wasn't too good. But like only like one character dies on, like two characters die on the whole team. It was kind of nice. They go to this mission and just 95% of the team is just massacred in minutes.
Yeah, I knew that guy when he stands up and goes out there and starts waving. I knew his face was going to be blown off, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Pete Davidson get killed in the movie.
Yeah,
that's a good way to play up the concept for sure. I don't know that I love that. I'm like, okay, you show me all these characters, and they seem to have a lot of personality, and then they're all dead. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
Now, all the violence that was in this film, do you think that would have played out well in a Guardians film? Guardians of the Galaxy film?
I would say this is mostly cartoonish violence.
Yeah.
Like, it's somewhat gory, but I don't think they're really like focusing on the gore, right? But Guardians, I think that's why I like Guardians better, because I don't necessarily need the violence to be there. Like, you're doing violence because, I don't know, kind of for violence sake. Like, yeah, like, it's an R-rated movie. I can play up the violence. Like, okay,
yeah,
that's fine, I guess. Like, I don't necessarily need that.
Yep.
But I think this is trying to be more, from what I know of the Suicide comics, this is trying to be more accurate to the comics. You get a giant team and you put them in these ridiculous situations, and a lot are just going to go die and violent, be all that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's executing the concept much better than the previous. But I think the previous movie is a detriment to this because it is a sequel, and a lot of people didn't like the first one. This doesn't have to do all the legwork that the first one did in establishing things.
Yeah. How
Amanda Waller? Oh, can I just say?
Yeah.
Like I hate her so much, and I guess that's the point. But I'm like, when they hit her in the head with the golf club, and I'm like, she's dead, right? She's dead, and then she's not. I'm like, oh, please, just finish her off, like
a Norman Bates, man. Yeah,
she's horrible.
Well, that's the whole. That is the thing with the character. But I kind of thought when they show her awakened back up, because I do like Viola Davis. She's a great actress.
Yeah,
I would have thought she would have gone to the person. You would have got to seen the one that knocked her out and been like, either giving her respect or being like, "You're fucking gone."
Yeah.
She probably would kill her. I mean, that's the thing. Immediately when I saw this team, they have this team, which makes more sense. They're like kind of fun, and they're betting on like who's gonna die, right? Like, great, I like that. That's good stuff. But I remember the previous movie where Viola Davis just shot her own team, every one of them, just to like keep some sort of secret, and it just made me think like this is not going to go well for these people, but then they're fine. I'm like I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just the problem, that being at odds with the first film in ways.
Yeah. What kind of contractual agreement does James Gunn have with DC now? I mean, he's made this Suicide Squad film. How many more movies is he contractually obligated to?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Because he's doing both DC and Marvel now, right?
Yeah, he's still doing Guardians 3.
Yeah.
But he's doing the Peacemaker series on HBO Max.
Okay.
I don't think he's obligated to anything. I think they'll want him back for sure. But
yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, I know you guys aren't so much into Star Trek and into Pickard, but Pickard season 2 is coming, and of course, one of the characters that was one of the favorites of Star Trek Next Generation, as well as on Deep Space Nine and Discovery. Of course, John Delancey, good old Q, is going to be coming in season 2. So I wanted to know your guys' thoughts on John Delancey coming back as Q. He's going to be an older looking Q, which is interesting, of course, because he's immortal. But then again, I guess he wants to look kind of along the same type of age as Pickard is, I guess. So how do you guys feel about Pickard bringing in John Delancey to play Q again? Burly, how about you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead, Burly.
It'd be nice to see him back, see what they do with him. He was a great character. I did like him on Next Generation, and I know I think it was one episode he was for Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him as Q.
Yeah.
So, interesting to see what they do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a great character. I absolutely want to see him come back. I'm just hesitant with Pickard because I really did not like season 1. Season 2 trailer looks good. I'm hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm worried that they're going to not treat him in the same way as, he's not going to feel like the character I remember. That's my problem with Pickard. Like, it just doesn't feel like the same show and the same type of people.
Yeah, well, he said that he's going to be a very different Q. So that's interesting in itself. Yeah. I mean, how is he going to be different? I mean, is he going to be more aligned with Pickard because he's had so many experiences with Pickard? I mean, is he going to help him more? Or is he going to be less of his mischievous self? It's going to be interesting to see. So, and who knows when they're going to bring him in? Oh. What's that, Carl? Yeah. Sorry,
I said based on the Pickard show that I know, he's going to be darker. and maybe more action oriented.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. We don't even know how much time he's going to be in the show. I mean, it could be like the last couple of episodes or something. Who knows? Or maybe the first couple of episodes, or he could be in the whole season. Who knows? But I'm probably thinking he's probably only going to be in a couple of episodes, maybe. We shall see. Yeah. All right. Next up, we move from Star Trek to Star Wars. Star Wars came out with a trailer for Star Wars Visions. It's going to be an anthology series which will feature 7 different stories from leading Japanese anime studios. And it's going to be released next month in September. So, yeah. So Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy said last year, quote, Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best anime creators. So, taking a look at this trailer, which, I watched the Japanese version. It's quite interesting. Very samurai style, because of course Star Wars itself, the Jedi were, in a sense, by George Lucas, kind of thought of, when it came to thinking of the Jedi. So he thought about samurai culture when he was creating the Jedi, when he was writing the story to Star Wars originally. So I don't know, what do you guys think of this trailer, and how do you think this series is going to be, responded to? What do you think? Carl, I'll start with you on this one. Yes.
Oh, I mean, it looks incredible. All the different animation, styles, art styles are fantastic.
Yeah.
Even just the imagery, the style of different, force powers and lightsabers, and just the Star Wars, lore. I mean, there's so many cool things that they're doing with it.
Yeah.
It's the kind of stuff that I want to see from the movies, the shows that we don't get enough of.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. I hope we'll get more of this if it's a success. I wouldn't mind if there's one particular one of these that's like standout or just beloved, or even if several are good, maybe they continue one as a full series. That would be great.
Yeah. It did have a little bit of Miyazaki vibe to it too when I was watching the trailer. So Miyazaki art style as well. So yeah. Burly, what are your thoughts on this? Star Wars Visions.
Looks interesting. Like I was going to say, by the art styles, it does look like it's got the Miyazaki. So I will definitely check this out. I can't wait to see when it comes out. Not much to say, I know. But I did find out, because I did do a little research, they have announced for Star Trek, Q will be in 6 of the 10.
Oh, wow. Okay. 6 of 10.
That's a lot more than I would have expected.
Yeah. I see.
That's great. It sounds like he's a major part of the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind having Q actually be a significant element of a longer story, because he's usually just a really great one-off episode.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Star Trek was always like that. So.
Yeah. Okay. So finally, on the post show, Carl, there is a new mobile Shining Force, going back to video games here. New mobile Shining Force coming out. Can you detail that for us a little bit?
Yeah, they just dropped the trailer for it. I don't know if this is the official title or not. They're everyone calling it Shining Force: Heroes of Light and Darkness. And they got the company working on it, Vespa, and I think there's another, but they licensed this out from Sega, and they are definitely doing stuff that I'm happy about, in that they are, keeping it true to the original. They're starting with going back to Shining Force 1 and 2, and you have characters from a bunch of characters from those two games showing up in this. It looks like it's going to be one of those I guess stories where for some reason they're grabbing heroes from different times and ages. Because I don't. As far as I remember, the timeline of Shining Force 1 and 2, these heroes wouldn't be around at the same time at the age they are for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a master of the lore on this because Shining Force, the stories are fine, but they're not extensive. They're older games.
Yeah.
But visually it looks great. It's keeping the same sort of art style. The overworld art looks a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the extent we're going to see that, but I'm happy that there is like a town. It looks like you're going to be able to move around in instead of just, menus and battles.
Yeah.
It's got the music, the original music from the franchise, which it has great music too. So
yeah,
I am hopeful that this will be something worth playing.
Cool.
It's mobile. You never know.
And when is it releasing?
In 2022. It's on iOS and Android.
Yeah. Okay.
It says North America and Europe, as well as Japan and Korea. Well, because the trailer is Korean,
right,
and Japanese, I guess.
Yeah, it'll come out the same time if it's in Korea as well. So
yeah.
So
I'm hoping that it's at least good, and the people making this definitely have a reverence for the franchise. So if it's a success, maybe that will lead to, a regular single player, console Shining Force game.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Cool.
I highly recommend checking out the trailer because it looks like a cool game, for anyone. The great art style. They actually have like super attacks now, which actually they sort of had that in Shining Force 3. Mm-hmm. When you would get a crit, you had a special attack animation, which was really cool. Actually, if I'm being honest, truth, they did have some special crit animations in the original games as well, 1 and 2. There was only a handful. They weren't like as specific as in 3, where it's sort of a thing that you determine based on your weapon.
I see. Burly, have you ever played the Shining Force games?
I have not actually ever played them. I mean to try them out.
Yeah.
But,
me too. From what Carl's been talking about these games a lot, I'm excited to try them. So, yeah.
I'm still surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if 6 months after the game launches, this doesn't get if this gets ported to the Switch.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would definitely buy it on Switch. I buy very little on there, but I would make sure to give them my money for that. Well, it's going to be free to play, though. So then again, I don't know how I give them money. I don't pay for free things.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Do I have to buy a 5-star, like Max, the hero, Shining Force 1? Please don't make me do that.
Well, at least they're not making it like Final Fantasy All the Bravest, where you want a character, you got to buy that character, and you buy them at random. So just keep giving us money.
Yeah. I mean, if it has gacha mechanics, I mean, I'm not really going to be into it. I'll probably try it out, but yeah, I don't want to be farming for higher versions of characters. Like that's not fun. It's boring.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Carl, for that. So this is going to end the post show for today. So episode 50's post show. So like I said at the beginning, this goes up for patrons in early access for the first day. And then on tomorrow it will go up to the free feeds along with the regular podcast. So I want to thank you patrons again for supporting the show. And for all of you new listeners out there, I hope you enjoy the content that we make for you here on the post show, as every week is a different week and different topics. So thank you so much. We hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.